Okay, so I would spread it out if that makes sense. I understand that a lot of people want to see the booming of downtown North Augusta. In my personal opinion, if you're not coming through with the bulldozer to knock a whole lot of stuff down, there's essentially nowhere to go. North Augusta is anchored by two churches, two ministries that are very prominent in our city. What does that look like for them? We have a lot of residents in downtown North Augusta who don't want people skipping through their backyard on the greenway, their front yard either. And so when it comes to economic development, we have the eastern quarter of North Augusta, East Martintown Road. When you come into the city, that portion is not in the city limits. But once you pass that portion, that is city. A lot of businesses are leaving that area and going to other places of the city, or they're just closing down altogether. I think Pizza Hut's been the most recent to close. So we can build up the East Martintown Road area. We can head right on up to exit 1 and build up there. We also have the property, the former golf course, country club, up exit 1 as well, and we can continue to grow towards exit 5. And all of those places is not bombarding the residents, so all of that commerce and industry, it won't be in someone's backyard, so you can have, a shopping district or a restaurants district in each of those areas that won't bombard the residents. It won't congest the city. If you look at downtown, particularly Georgia Avenue, there's not the infrastructure doesn't support it. Parking is an issue. It's definitely not walkable, and God forbid you try to back out of one of those parking spaces. And when you come to traffic flow, streets and widening roads and things like that, you have to get to the county and the state level as well for that. That's not something that the city can just say, yeah, we're gonna do. We can perhaps propose it, and see if we can get them on board and get it done that way.
So you'd like to see more growth out Martintown Road, but how would you do it? How would you promote that to happen? Saying that you want growth to go in a certain area doesn't necessarily make it happen. But as the mayor, what would your role be in attracting businesses to come to specific areas?
So the main thing we have to do there is we have to attract businesses that aren't in Aiken or Augusta. I mean, we're literally right smack dab in the middle. So by the time a restaurant or a business comes to either or those cities, it's going to be kind of tough to get them to come to North Augusta. Big box stores, especially, unless our store is offering something that somebody else is not, why come to North Augusta when I can go, you got at least 2 or 3 in Augusta, you got at least 2 in Aiken. Why don't we be coming to North Augusta?
So I'm not necessarily asking about retail so
Okay.
much. What about job generators?
Okay.
Right, having an employer.
Okay.
Because that's what spurs
Right.
economic development is a employer bringing jobs, which brings
Right.
housing, and then the retail
Right.
follows that.
Right.
How would you promote companies coming and moving their employees?
Right. So we have our industrial area where, we have the old Revco. I'll tell you how old I am. Well, I'm not that old. But we got the old Revco behind the Sprint off of Aiken Highway. But you got the huge field to the left where there's nothing. Nothing from the Circle K, I believe it is, to Atomic Road. There's nothing there. So we can bring businesses there. We can bring industry there. I would like to see more research options. We got a lot of disease out. We're in the midst of a pandemic still. Medical research companies there. Augusta's right here, and this is our medical industry, of course. But we can also usher some of that into North Augusta as well. We have the university prompt cares, but in addition to that, we can have research centers in North Augusta as well.
What kind of incentives can North Augusta offer other than the statewide incentives to get somebody to relocate there?
Okay, so again, having conversation with former and current leaders, they kind of give you a different perspective. And sometimes the fact that there's nothing there is not a selling point, so that won't entice people to come because I know I'm going to make it there because I have no competition. So it's almost like a double-edged sword. So the way that I would do that is I would market the opportunity for them to grow in our city, having access to the people in Augusta in Aiken, Charlotte, Charleston, Greenville, Columbia, Atlanta, Savannah. They're all within an hour to 2.5 hours away. North Augusta is a central area. We have the Masters that come every year, and that's one of the hugest events in the world. It is the hugest golf tournament in the world. We have the Nike Peach Jam. Also, North Augusta is a town where a lot of people are going to be coming through.